Okay, I think we're good to go now, y'all. Trying to get this together, y'all. I'm assuming I'm alive, and we're telling your friends. All right, let's see. This adjusted. All right, I think we're getting that now. All right, you all come on in. I'm a little late getting started this morning, trying to adjust accordingly. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Angie Sykes, good morning, good morning. Let's see here. This says JR. God bless you. God bless you. Come on in, you all. As I stated, I'm a little late today. Trying to get situated here, adjust my screen and some other stuff. I'm here. I'm here, Lisa. Y'all come on in. People are asking, am I coming on? And I am coming on. I'm here in living color. So y'all come on in. And we are, as always, grateful to God for another day. Let me see something here. Let's get this. Let's do this here. All right. All right. We're getting there. All right. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Okay. A little discombobulated this morning, but I'm here. Good morning to everybody. All right. All right. All right. All right. Barbara McIntosh. I owe you a call, Barbara. You called me a few days ago. I've been busy. And when you get busy, you just don't remember stuff. Nevertheless, hello to all of you. And we thank God for this day. It's the day He has made, and we'll rejoice. I'll give you all a second to get on. Come on. I know it's a little late today for various reasons. However, I have a right now word for you all, for the world, for that matter. All right. Good morning, Johnny Beckton. We'll get started here. Linda Robinson, good morning. We'll get started here. Miss Retiree, good morning. Cornetta Hill-Bond. Stacy, good morning. All right, let's go. So we're going to talk about walk by faith every day. Every day. Listen, I have to remind myself every day to walk by faith every day. In 2 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 7, it says, for we walk by faith and not by sight. What Paul says, he says we walk by faith. So when he speaks specifically of the term walk, in this case, the context of the word walk here signifies the whole round of activities of the individual's life. Get this. This is going to be some good teaching today. When Paul says walk by faith, this walking encompasses everything that we engage. It's real talk, man. It's everything that's in your life, everything in my life. So when he says walk by faith, in other words, he's telling us that we are to engage faith, we are to activate faith, we are to initiate faith in every area of our lives. Then he says, not by sight. So obviously sight would be synonymous to your five senses, but also sight would suggest, in terms of the intellectual perspective, not to walk in the vanity of your mind. It's interesting. When I thought about it, and there's individuals in the world that are much smarter than I am and extremely smart. I'm pretty smart, but Paul says that not to walk in the emptiness of our mind. That's heavy, man. He says, walk by faith, allow faith to impact, be exposed to every area of your life. Then he says, not in compliance with the vanity or the emptiness of our minds. Let's be honest with ourselves. Our minds can be futile, frail, fragile. Our minds, our senses, our intellect can be subjective. I was talking to someone last week, as a matter of fact, and their daughter graduated from a very prestigious university, top flight university, but having some battles with the mind. With all that education, all that wherewithal, there's still this futility, this vanity of the mind. So Paul said, do not walk by the emptiness of your head. Okay, how many degrees you have, we can still be empty in the head. So let me give you a couple of steps, a couple of perspectives that were steps to enable you to walk by faith every day. Number one, here it is. Number one, take the first step. Take the first step. So what are we saying? Take the first step is synonymous to believe God. That's the first step. Everything else is hinged on our ability to take the first step and believe God. No matter what else I would say, it doesn't really matter. If you don't believe God, you have neutralized your faith. It is inoperative. It is dysfunctional. It's lame. It's without power. Because if you believe in God for what you believe in God for, then the first step is to believe God. That's it. All right. So Jesus said, there's a man's son is a lunatic and a sore vexed. He's demonized. Satan is taking him over. He comes to Jesus' disciples. They couldn't heal him. Then he comes to Jesus. It's Matthew chapter 9. It says, Jesus said to him, again, the man is appealing to Jesus. He's in tears. He's broken. He's in a state of disarray, discouraged. Jesus said to him, he says, if you can believe, all things are possible to him who believes. The Bible says, immediately the father of the child cried out and said with tears, my God, Lord, I believe, help my unbelief. Now, I want to focus particularly on the word if in verse 23. So, grammatically, if is a conjunction, listen to this, a conjunction used to indicate the circumstances that would have to exist in order for an event to happen. Wow, I felt God with that. If, again, is a conjunction used to indicate the circumstance that would have to exist in order for an event to happen. It is used in direct speech. Listen, in direct speech to introduce a question. In direct speech requires an answer. Wow, that's probably a little, it might be a little more much, but here's the point. If suggests that it's a question that requires an answer. That's what I'm trying to tell you today. He says, if you can believe. In other words, Jesus was saying to the man that I need to know your answer. What's your response? You asked me for something. You're in a crisis. You're and your back is up against the wall. You don't know what to do. You're confused. You are desperate. He says, if. In other words, he says, in order for me to do what I can do, you have to understand there are certain circumstances, and certain conditions that are required of you for me to respond to your prayer, to your appeal. And it requires that you give an answer. That's real talk. So listen, he says, Lord, I believe. And this is what he says. I believe, but help my unbelief. Now, for you all that are overly spiritual and super deep, this is not for you. But for someone like me and someone or some people who are like me in the sense of frailty at times, and I'm a theologian, I'm a scholar, I'm astute, all that stuff. But know what? And I've been saved a long time. But there are times I have to say to God, I believe, but help my unbelief. In other words, I believe you, God, but what I'm looking at, what I'm observing is challenging my faith, my Lord. And there are times, God, that I know you can do it, but there are times I wonder if you will do it. Hello, somebody. I know you can, but will you? I know you've done it, but will you? I've seen you work, but will you do it? It's not a question of your ability now, God. It's a matter of your will. I believe. Help my unbelief. Number two, here we go. Number two. The steps that will enable you to walk by faith every day. Number two, just two today. Travel toward your destination. You got to get moving. Travel, all right? The word travel means is to act on going from one place to another, to move, pass, or be transmitted from one point to another. Travel means to go on a journey. So faith then is a journey. It's a journey, you all. I wish I could tell you that it's not required of you to move. You got to move. You got to travel toward your destination. What's your destination? Where are you going? What do you see? What's your dream? What's your goal? So you got to start moving, traveling toward what you believe God for. Hello, somebody. It means that you're going from faith to faith, from place to place, from trial to trial, tribulation to tribulation, from pain to pain. You're traveling. You're moving. If you decide to go out of town and you're going on a journey, you don't go on a journey in your kitchen. No, you got to get in your car, go to the airport, train station, bus, whatever means of travel, but you got to move. If you're going to walk by faith every day, you got to start moving toward your destination, whether it's a dream, whether it's a business, whether it's a relationship, whatever it is you want God to do. It's going to require that you travel. And there are people who just don't like to travel. They don't like traveling from a physical standpoint. But in this season, if you're going to see God do what only he can do, pack your bags. Pack your bags. And let's get ready to go. All right. When we walk by faith, we need to be able, listen to this, to see our final destination. We got to see it. You got to see it. I've been ministering and pastoring and all that stuff for God knows how many years, but I had to see it. We're going to be closing on this second deal in a few days. I see dirt outside the church right now. I see dirt. As a matter of fact, I saw dirt the other day with water and rain. It had consumed, had filled the place. Dirt. It does not look like what it's going to look like, my Lord. So in other words, what I'm telling you is that you're going to have to begin to see, even in dirt, buildings. You got to see in the dirt of life, the pain, the sorrow. You got to begin to see the joy of the Lord. You got to see it. You got to start moving toward it, right? When you are moving toward your destination, your final destination, this will keep us from being distracted by things and paths along the way that moves us in a different direction or from just walking in circles. When you see the final destination, when you see yourself coming out of poverty, when you see yourself debt-free, when you see yourself in your own home, when you see yourself healed of that disease, what's going on? You see the final destination. And what's going on, it'll help you not to be distracted and keep you on the path that moves you toward your destination. Check this out. And keep you from going in different directions or going around in circles. Because often, hear me somebody, often people, even myself, are going around in circles, looking for a solution in a problem, trying to fix the problem with the same mindset, with the same material. Hello, somebody. It'll never happen. Going around in circles. That's why it's important that you see the final destination. Hallelujah. And even when you get to that place, God will give you a new vision. He'll give you a new perspective. But first you have to understand, I cannot get to the final destination until I understand I'm going to have to travel. I can't stay in depression and want to have peace. I can't stay in this place of loneliness and want to find a place of security. How do I do it? I have to override the futility of my mind, the vanity of my mind, my emotions, which are empty, and transition to a place of courage and faith and trust God. Even when I don't feel like it, I got to keep moving. You cannot afford to stop right here. You got to move. It's time to go. You have been in that place. Hello, somebody. You have been in that place. You've been asking God for something, asking God to move, asking God to make a way, but you don't want to travel. You got to travel now. And guess what? As I close today, learn how to travel by yourself. Now, let me give you some clarity here. If you can find somebody that'll touch and agree, they're good to go. A lot of times, folk can't see what you see. And I believe iron sharpens iron, you all. Sometimes folk are just not there. They don't have the level of faith you have. So you got to find someone that can touch and agree that this will happen. All right. All right. Y'all be blessed. Have a wonderful day. And let's get connected, man. Let's walk by faith every day. You don't take the weekends off when it comes to faith. You don't get weekends off. It's every day we walk by faith and not by sight. God bless you.